Screw it. Greetings and salutations, North American Dota fans. It is I, Boundary, here for some Lads Little. I am tired of waiting and not doing anything, so I'm just beginning to vamp at this point because we're 18 minutes late. We have a schedule to hold, and we are not being beholden to the schedule, apparently. On your screen, we have the Lands Little bracket. We'll be doing the quarterfinals and semifinals tonight. Over on twitch.tv/FleshCanoe, you can see that top left matchup, FleshCanoe versus Ultragunner. From a player perspective, it is not a cast. Over on here, though, we'll be seeing Hobbes versus BullJaXX. That'll be our matchup tonight. We'll be casting initially. After that, we will be casting a second series. Not quite sure where. If Logical's team makes it to round 2, I'll probably cast his team, the Fury team, up against the winner of FleshCanoe Ultragunner. But if not, then I'll probably end up casting maybe the winner of this matchup versus Sonagod over on with Logical if you can join me. But yeah, we're kind of chilling at this point. I just got tired of waiting, so I mean, once Nier's here, we will be started. He is late. We knew he was late. We didn't think he'd be this late. I am not happy, but at a certain point, what can you do? I guess I could pull out the rulebook and forfeit some people, but seems like a bad idea, so I'm not gonna do that. Good news! So, Nier is on Discord. The wait is over almost. We are probably 2 to 3 minutes away from beginning our action, which should be fantastic. That is what we have been waiting for. I see I believe that's Nier Smurf. I don't care. That's fine. That is fine. I'm going to go remove those random things I had on my screen. I shouldn't say they're random, but they're more things I put on my screen because I don't have an overlay or a hey, cast is starting soon screen. It's not that I'm incapable of doing it, but more I just don't want it. Coin flip winner is Hobbes' team. They have selected second pick. So BullJaXX begged desperately for second pick. He will not be getting it. Not this game. Not this game. I will be rocking solo for the first game of the night, which is a rarity for me. I normally do not cast alone anymore, but I got some practice in yesterday. I'm ready to cast solo for a game or two. Probably one. Hopefully one. Opening off the draft, though, very orthodox bands. Ench, Storm, Pugna, Death Prophet. Probably, one could argue the 4 best heroes in a patch right now. I probably wouldn't argue the 4 best heroes, but certainly 4 of the best heroes. I think Storm, DP are probably the 2 best right now, and then Pugna's obviously, top 4, so make a lot of sense. Sand King, another very good hero. Gets selected 5 pick for the BullJaXX side. Husky Squared. I'll be calling them BullJaXX's team because I think they've changed their name multiple times in tournaments. Hobbes' team decided to 6 pick the Undying. Certainly a hero that Notorious is good at playing. I'm not sure if it'll be DOS 4, Notorious 5, or the other way around. They both primarily play 5 when playing support. Historically, DOS was a carry player, of course, but in recent years, as his skills have deteriorated, he has played more 5 support, which is what happens. I say that from a position of having done that. Once in my day, I was a carry player. Then I got bad. Now I play 5. What can you do? Happened to many a pro player as well. I mean, look at so many of these, like the top 5 players right now are former other role players. I mean, No Tail, formerly very good mid laner in Han and earlier in Dota 2, turned into a 5 player. Kuroki, formerly a top carry player in the late Dota 1 era, transitions to supports to stay into the top tier Dota. I mean, Jubei used to play, I believe, middle. He plays 5 now. Bloody Knife used to play core as well, plays 5 now. A lot of these players sort of fit into that sort of mold in terms of you transition from the more mechanically intensive roles to the 5 role as you age. So DOS. I mean, it's a very long-winded way of saying DOS is old and bad. I'm sorry, DOS. But back to the draft, it is a Dragon Knight 7 pick into a Mirana 8 pick. I believe this will be a Mirana for Tianyi, who is the 5th player orange on Husky Squared, BullJaXX's team. He certainly is a Mirana enjoyer, assuming he is playing 4. I want to say it is his best hero playing the 4 position. I'm not sure if he's playing 4, but if he is, he certainly is a Mirana enjoyer. So that'll be a thing. Seems like ordinarily, I'm looking at these players on BullJaXX's team. And maybe Tiani was initially intended to play 3 for this team, but they do have a stand-in tonight, which could affect things. I don't think Gottny is a 4 player, but I'm also not a Gottny expert. I'm not going to pretend to be one. I think I have maybe like 2 games lifetime played against him in pubs. And I don't think I've casted more than maybe 2 or 3 of his games lifetime as well, so I'm not a Gottny expert. Looking over at bans, it is Mars, Tidehunter, and Anti-Mage, banned by Colonel Squid drafting for BullJaXX. Tiny, Monkey King, Necrophos, banned by Hobbes. Into a 15-pick Grimstroke, which indicates potentially there could be a strong kill combination in this Dire offlane, this Dragon Knight plus Grimstroke, King Swell, Dragon Tail combination. It also, thanks to Grimstroke's Ags, means that if you go for an illusion-based carry, in the late game, Grimstroke has some counterplay with that Dark Portrait, and it's notable that I say that because lo and behold, Husky Square, this Radiant team selected an illusion-based hero in that Chaos Knight. Though, I did preface it with carry. And I was going to say there's a chance that CK won't be carry. There's still a chance that CK won't be carry. I was thinking potentially even Sand King mid, Mirana 4, CK3. Now with this Coddle pick, it's less likely. Though it still could be Sand King 2, CK3, Coddle 4, Mirana 5. Or Mirana 4, Coddle 5. Certainly possible, but I think it's less likely now that we see this Coddle selected. I'm actually very interested in seeing exactly where these Radiant heroes go. There's a lot of draft versatility still built by Squid. I know Squid loves to build very versatile drafts in terms of you leave a bit of ambiguity. You can flex. I mean, you see this draft, right? You can flex Sand King 2-3. You can flex Chaos Knight 1-3. You can flex Coddle 2-4-5. You can even flex Mirana 4-5 if you really want to, or even the mid if you're that crazy. So there's a lot of options. For Dire, the draft is much more straightforward. They say, you know what, we don't want versatility. We want good heroes who do one thing very well. And they have 4 heroes who basically only do like 1 or 2 things, but they do those things very, very effectively. Medusa obviously is one of the premier carries of patch right now. Very good. You look at a hero like Dragon Knight. Really only does like 2 things, but he does those 2 things very good. And we're at that point now where Dire have a very obvious concept of what they're going for. They have DK3, Duso 1, Grimstroke 4, Undying 5 more than likely. They're going to look to split the map and farm until they have the key items on their heroes. For Dragon Knight, it's going to be probably Blink, Shard, BKB. For Dusa, we're looking at Manta, Scotty, maybe Dragonlance in there. For Radiance, I like their heroes, but they're going to have to do something. I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's Gank Squad with the Sand King Blink. Maybe it's split the map with Coddle sitting in trees, Mirana sitting in trees, pushing out the lanes, allowing SK so you get a farm better. I know Squid is a big fan of drafting that sort of style, the split farm style. But I'm not quite sure if that's the direction this exact team will go for. Yeah, and now we actually have a lot of split options here for Radiant team. They could potentially go for like 1 or 2, 3 man gang squads. They can purely split farm. They can even cut waves with a lot of these heroes. They have a lot of options in terms of dodging. For Dire, it's going to be a little more straightforward. Hit your timing with Medusa. 5-man, get Aegis, get that second Aegis ideally, run it down, kill the buildings. And just sort of like whack-a-mole this Radiant team until you get an opening. If you get a pick-off on literally anybody, that could be the opening you need to shove it down a lane. And there could be a lot of opportunities to pick off a hero or two who might be split farming. A lot of these heroes are notorious for split farming, so a lot of options there, depending on exactly how Dire want to approach this game. I like this Dire. Actually, I don't think the last pick. They've got 20 seconds left to select it, but I'll have to see where it goes. Unless they mess up this pick, they'll like their draft a lot. There's a lot of good heroes that are on. They picked the Brewmaster. That is... Okay, that is not what I expected, but I actually... So I guess it's going to be Hobbes playing Dragon Knight mid. Brewmaster offlane. This... I think I like the pick. I'm a soft liking of the pick right now. I'm not like all in on this Brewmaster pick, but I like the idea. They're doubling down on what they're strong at. It's pretty clear. They're going to try to overwhelmingly have these 3 tanky cores, Nova team fight, keep them alive, their supports, run it down until you're strong enough to just destroy the enemy spirit and then destroy their base. For Radiant, the burden execution is on them. They have to do something to prevent this Dire Tricore from farming their items, notably their items on Dusa. Though, if they are going to do it, they have some good players to do it. Colonel Squid is the highest MR player in the lobby. He is a willing shot caller. He is a willing ganker. He's on Pangolier, a great versatile hero who can split farm, who can gank, who can team fight. You have a lot of good options there on the Pango. So it'll be fun to see exactly how Radiant either win this game through action or lose this game through either action or inaction. I'm excited. I think if I were a betting man, I would probably choose Dire, but it's hard to bet against Colonel Squid. Alright, let's do it. If you want to see who's playing what, it is on your screen right now. Here is your scoreboard. Cool players on cool heroes. It will be CK Safeland. Seeing a little bit of all chat going on immediately, even some tips being thrown out. Oh dear. Oh no. A little bit of all chat going on from from DOS, a little flame here. And now Squid will be aware that there is a ward, though we see Hobbes instantly dewarding his ward, ensuring that Radiant do not get the gold. So Dire are down a ward, though they are not down the gold from losing the ward, and Squid obviously is aware that the D ward happens. He had full vision on DK as walking up and slapping his own ward, so that's Dota 2 for you. So it turns out it will not be Tiani playing the Moran, it's Tiani playing the Sand King and buying onions of the Puck Guild playing the Morana. BullJaXX has the Illuminate, damaging DOS on the Undying. Chaos Bolt, it is a 2 seconds on into the arrow. Undying will die, but is it a Roshanai? It is! DOS with the Roshan deny! Well then, we knew he would be dead, but he managed to get the low percentage play on denying to Roshan. Good play from DOS. He will be dead for a long time, but he denies that first blood money. And he can even, like, bring near his stick here if he wants to. There's a lot of good options for having not fed first blood. So good on DOS. Speaking of things, if I were a betting man, I would give Colonel Squid a very high odds to win the middle lane. He is much higher MR than Hobbes, and also plays mid, unlike Hobbes. So I like Squid's odds. Though, Hobbes is playing the Dragon Knights, a hero who fundamentally takes a lane and pretty much draws every time. Thanks to the nature of the hero, so I wouldn't be too shocked if the lane ends up being relatively even until Squid begins going to the small camp and out-CSing the Dragon Knights. Tangolier is better at hitting the neutrals than Dragon Knight is. So it wouldn't be too shocking if Squid begins to pull ahead around minute 5, minute 6. If not before that. Actually, that's a very big range creep deny from Hobbes. Little things like that are going to be a very, very big deal in this matchup. Just trying to delay whatever XP you can, because Squid wants a lot of levels, of course. He is beholden to getting levels to play Dota right now, so. Bottom lane, though, we may see first blood. BullJaXX has the Illuminate, but it's missed. Notorious jukes it out, gets away. So no death there on the Grimstroke. Instead, top lane, seeing Radiant's heroes very low. Buying Onions leaped in for the courier kill, but did not find, at least not yet. He is hunting. See, instead, bottom lane, it's Notorious on the run. Illuminate will do it. First blood drawn by Keeper, like back to top lane. Courier went down. Murata hunted it in the trees even. Secure that one. We're going to see an arrow as well from the north side, hitting the Medusa, but there is absolutely zero chance of kill. But it is quite the annoying arrow for Nier. I believe he missed one last hit for that. Perhaps even two last hits. Now he's hunting in the trees for the Murata. Murata has one leap. Her salve is cancelled. DK was leap away again by buying onions. Can they find him in the trees? And the answer is no. There's no Quelling Blade or Tangos on the Medusa. There's two Tangos on the Undying. And again, arrow top lane. Did it hit? I don't think it did. We are seeing a tombstone. Sand King will burrow strike away, attempting to escape. Tianyi is very low. The kill will go to DOS via the decay damage. Back over to middle lane. Squid and Hobbes are actually very even in CS. Hobbes, he is utilizing the Dragon Tail very well as top lane. Buying onions goes down to DOS as well, so it's 2 kills. Aided via the tombstone. Very good tombstone there from DOS. But we're seeing Hobbes. The way he's played this lane is very smart. You see, it's not like a modern advancement. You saw it in the last few years. Dragon Knight players getting a point in Dragon Tail early just to ensure that, hey, you Dragon Tail something, and then you deny something, or you last something. And it seems like a very obvious play. But really, it's more like a last 3 or 4 year advancements. Players weren't doing that for years. We're seeing Hobbes here using the somewhat new tech. Just ensuring, hey, Dragon Tail, get creep, and that's how he's gotten a ton of denies here in this lane, notably much range creep denies, is via the Dragon Tail into just hit the creep, and Squid, being stunned for 2.25 seconds, has no counterplay other than just, well, Somehow not getting stunned. Back to top lane. So, wait, no arrow. How'd he die? Instead, bot lane is Inkswell, stunning BullJaXX on the keeper light. Beast US East does not want to tower dive any further, though. Illuminates will do some damage on the Grimstroke. Gottney had the reality up there. She was not enough mana for the Chaos Bolt. How did DOS die top lane? Huh. I still don't know. I'm still somewhat confused how DOS died there. We are seeing an arrow on Nier, but DOS dropped the tombstone, running at Tiandi, now turning to Mirana. Mirana wants the tombstone, and cannot get that last hit there on the tombstone. She hits the leap away again. Over to bottom lane, Illuminates will be dodged by the Beast of US East. Love me some the Beast of US East. Big fan, for those who don't know. Probably my most enjoyable player to cast game in, game out is the Beast US East. Speaking of, running at BullJaXX bottom with the Inkswell from Notorious. Big fan of watching this man play Dota. He is a man who I have called the most electrifying player in LADs. Perhaps it's hyperbolic, but in my heart I fully agree. Big fan of the Beast US East. Mid lane, Squid will secure the regen rune. Hobbes wanted, but with buying Onia's rotation on the Mirana, there was no chance, but the regen room was denied by Hobbes. Big deny. See a kill bottom lane. I mean, nobody kill bottom lane, but this the regen room was denied. And that is probably less important than CK dying, but big play from Hobbes with that Breathe Fire. That is the one case, though, where having a co-caster comes in handy. Is usually they were saying words right then, so I can have camera work, actually watch the heroes dying. But I'm doing my best. I am doing my best. We are seeing Tombstone utilize top lane, but Radiant are aware of its position near the hard camp. Both teams want the creeps, but as a whole, Nier got them on Medusa. Bottom lane, Inkswell again will stun Gottney under the tier 1 tower. The Beast of US East will pop that primal split and Gottney will go down. The kill goes, of course, to the Brewmaster of the Beast of US East. We're seeing a rotation from Colonel Squid. Dire are not aware he's there, but can he find some kills? He's running victorious with certainly one kill, though the bigger target is that Brewmaster of the Beast US East. Instead, top lane, it's Tiani being run at. Epicenter is committed as counterplay. They're looking for DOS. The Pro Check is missed by Tiani. Now, DOS still has some mana for spells, can use one decay or slow up, but instead, it's a role used for the Brewmaster bottom lane. Swashbuckle disarms. In comes Chakra Magic. In comes another Swashbuckle, and down goes the Beast of US East. Correction. No second Swashbuckle. It wasn't even needed to kill him, so Colonel Squid had the bigger rotation from the middle lane, got 2 kills, and wants a 3rd kill on Notorious. It will be a hard one, and he will not commit to that tower dive. He will instead just TP to the fountain, it appears. And now we're seeing another middle laner rotate. It's Hobbes on Dragon Knight. Had the haste rune from the bottom rune Dire, ran bottom, but under the Radiant side Hobbes ward. Squid had wanted nothing to do with that. He TP'd away and got away from that one nice and easily. During all, we saw DOS deny himself the neutrals. Correction, to a tier 2 tower on purpose. Nothing too shocking there. Colonel Squid and Notorious are back in a duel. Swashbuckle did a ton of damage, and also dodged that Inkswell stun. Squid has Swashbuckle in 1 second, but he is stunned by Hobbes. Swashbuckle was attempted, but was short. Could not finish the life of Notorious. Instead, top lane, Undying Mirana run at Tiandi, who burrows away. The Tombstone is still accumulating zombies on Sand King and Mirana, though the zombies are dead. Correction, 1 zombie chasing the Mirana. DOS wants to kill, has decay in 2, but he's burrowed again by Tiandi. DOS still hunting. And now, well, DOS is in a bit of danger. Chaos Bolts, Illuminate, popping the raindrop. DOS He's still hunting. He's not far from the Mirana, but he is on an island by himself in the 1v3 DK, but it's into the burrow. Into the dodged Illuminate, actually, but it will not matter. He's making some good moves here. Buying a lot of time. Still decaying, still alive. Finally, at long last dead. That is a space trade if I've ever seen one. During all that, Hobbes grabbed nearly the entire middle lane tower. Colonel Squid was forced to use that Rolling Thunder, looking to perhaps kill Hobbes as counterplay. Arrow is off the mark. Starstorm as well, off the mark. They're still hunting Hobbes. Swashbuckle did very little damage. Illuminates will be short as well. So Hobbes gets away with murder, grabs the middle lane tier 1 tower, dodges a lot of spells, and survives. Squid finds Notorious, but he's just short on damage. Arrow, again, off the mark, and Turtle Squids is dead. Level 4 Breathe Fire from Hobbes, more than enough. Colonel Squid, a very rough series of events. Over the top lane, it's Primal Split utilized, looking for Gottney, who was looking for that top tier 1 tower. Onions has arrived, looking to save his CK. Chaos Bolt hits the Medusa, but that will not save his life, and after one kill, Dire head for a second, Buying Onions is slowed. The Cinder Brew is activated by the Urn of the Beast of US East, but Dire will reconsider their attempts. They'll back off, seeing Radiant around the rotation. BullJaXX leads the way. In comes a roll as well from Colonel Squid, stunning Nier, but Nier got a Stone Gaze off in time. So with that increased move speed, he'll walk away. Squid is still pursuing, though, under that tier 1 tower. Swashbuckle does a good bit of damage, but not enough for a kill. The Beast is leading the way for the Dire, man-fighting with Squid, but he might not want that man-fight. Illuminate, again, hits Notorious, but not the Beast. The Beast is running away, and Radiance committed so much, and they've gotten nothing in exchange. Instead, they might just lose Keep of Light on the backside. South, BullJaXX is dead, but on the north side, instead, it's Notorious also dead. So 1-for-1 trade, support for support, back to Nier. He's man-fighting, killing, Buying Onions. He wants Colonel Squid, and that last right-click will do it. So it ends up being a 3-for-1 exchange. Dire lose their Grimstroke, but they have Mirana, Keeper of Light, and Pangolier. During all of that, by the way, Chaos Knight was farming. But I don't think if you're Radiant, you're happy with that one. Even though your CK is farming, that's a massive gold loss. When did CK die? Who's in the fight? What am I saying? Might be. I apologize. I guess CK was dead for so long he has respawn in. It's like, alright, I'll TP mid lane. I'm good. What a Radiant. I'm already smoking on Radiance? They are smoking on Radiance. So we have a Blink on Sand King. It is Sand King, Coddle, and Mirana smoked. Colonel Squid is nearby as well as a 4th member for the fights. Tiani leads the way. Finds Nier's Mirana. Illuminate. Swashbuckle, but it's a Stone Gaze again from Nier. But the damage this time, it is enough. The Medusa has been slain. Tombstone is dropped. Dire want vengeance. Tombstone. It's very healthy. As Dire on Mirana. Mirana is dead. Back over to Dragon Knight. He's stunning Keeper of the Lights. Tombstone at long last is still alive, actually. Split kept it alive. Tiani at long last has killed. He's being run out by too many heroes. He'll burrow, but there is no escape. There is a sentry. There is a death on Sand King. Back to Squid. He wants to fight, but his teammates, they have no HP. They have been defeated, as has he. 3 kills for the Beast of US Eats on the Brewmaster. It is a 4-for-2 exchange. Sure, Radiant got what they came for. They came for a tri-camp gank, looking for Medusa. They killed Medusa. But the cost is immense. They lose 4.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
That's good water. That is good water. So Radiant made the smoke play. They wanted, desperately, one might say, for the big kill. They got the big kill. Question is, do they smoke again?
Is under attack.
They have a smoke on Morana, but there's Epi on cooldown. Roll also now on cooldown as well, thanks to having to run away from the Beast US East to bottom lane, so... rough time there. Over to mid. Radiant attempted to secure the tier 1 tower last hit. Instead, it is denied by Nier's Medusa. Good deny. I haven't focused really on hero net worth so far, but Dire have a very interesting distribution of money. Net worths occupied by Dire, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then all the way down to the bottom, number 9 and 10. But they have the money where they want it to be. It's on their course. I mentioned the importance of Dire picking up some key items. Mentioned a few, but one that I didn't mention that's very important is this Aghanims on Brewmaster. It is a game-changing item. For those who don't know, it gives you 2 charges on Primal Splits. Big deal. Speaking of him, though, split immediately with the Sentry Ward. Gave him an idea of the Moonlight Shadow. He utilized the split, not dying to the Radiant 4-man gang squad, and now Dire. Run forward. Inkswell will be short, but the Brewling Pandas still lead the way.
Has been killed.
Correction. They double back. They're done. Epi was utilized. Burrow as well on Dost into the arrow, but Dost is still alive. Tombstone. Still not used. Dost, please use your Tombstone. Teamed up the mat. There's the Tombstone. Notorious and Dost are dead, but Dire's core still want to fight. BullJaXX, Tiani are the trade, but in comes Gottney, destroying Hobbes. Stonegaze is utilized. Dire need this Chaos Knight kill. Gottney is stoned. Squid and Buying Onions will attempt to save. Arrows on Medusa. Medusa has no mana remaining. They're going to kill Medusa here inside. She pops the wand. Can she live? They're still chasing. The Tombstone is still alive. It's a 3-for-4 exchange now. The Beast US East. He utilized both splits. Colonel Squid. He is the 8th casualty of the fight, and now it's Beast of US East and Buying Onions. In a 1v1 to the death. The Beast will win the fight, though it will be in exchange for his life. It is a full 5-man wipe in exchange for a full 5-man wipe. A 5-for-5 trade. Everybody died. Now that, right there, is some fine Dota 2. You'll love to see it. Not only did Radiant win on gold by 1k, look where the gold ended up. It ended up on Chaos Knight and Pangolier as a whole. Morana got a lot as well. Look at Dire. Where did Dire get their gold on? They got it on the Undying. You were not happy getting that gold on Undying. You want on Medusa, who lost gold in that fight. So if you're Radiant, that is an even bigger win than it might initially look. One more good fight like that, and they might be in a really prime position to start doing some big things. Even then, we saw it there. They were down by 5k going into that fight, and they still did big things. I'm excited to see what happens here in terms of if Radiant can parlay that fight win into another fight win, or do Dire adjust? Do they say, split the map more? Do they itemize differently? Notably, items we are looking at now are BKBs. Hobbes is close as BKB. Medusa is not far from her, actually, I mean, she has Mantha Dragonlance, just a little full Scotty away from Muscati, so I guess she's pretty far from Muscati, but... we are seeing Moonlight Shadow from Radiant. They smoke into the Brewmaster. Burrow, Arrow, Roll, Luminate. That is enough. Soulbind has arrived on Morana and Coddle, but Radiant are still good to fight. Doss has Tombstone again on the high ground, but Radiant have focused it down well this time. Nier is hitting Buying Onions, and Morana will fall, but it's in exchange for a Grimstroke. Now Squid heads to Doss. Doss will pop the mech, but that will not keep him alive. Back to Gottney. He and Tiani ran down Hobbes on the north side of the fight by the Tri-Camp. Nier, the lone Dire side survivor, is forced to Stone Gaze and run. He will waddle away with that snake body, but the results are self-evident. It's a 4-for-1 trade, and we're seeing Doss. He is getting tutorial notifications, perhaps. They have noticed him not using his spells correctly. What can you do? Tutorial messages. But Radiance Having won the last two fights, second of which, in dominant fashion, head to the Roshan pit, but Dire are here to contest. The Beast of US East has one split, but he's stunned. It's a 3-second Chaos Ball. Is there follow-up damage? No, there is not. The split has been used. Tianyi is low. Gottny is low. Squid will roll, doing a lot of stun, but Chaos Knight is dead. The Tombstone is active with the Sand King. Cannot survive. Squid is still rolling, but it has ended. He has been stunned. He has been slain. BullJaXX is in the pit, trying desperately to get the Roshan, but Aegis is on the floor, claimed by the Beast of US East. So Radiance, BullJaXX and company, they were in such a great spot. They won the last two fights, but this time, the Beast of US East got a split. Fantastic split by the Roshan pit, and Radiance were just too injured from their hasty Roshan engagements. They wanted to slay Roshan, but instead found themselves slain, and they have forfeited the Aegis to the Dire. Luckily for them, not to the Medusa, only to the Brewmaster, but Aegis on Brew is actually quite fine. We've seen Radiant's main goal in the fight has been to focus down the Brew, but now that he has 2 lives, how can he possibly do that? Phantasm and Burrow have been used, but in comes the splits. The Beast has demolished the CK Illusion thanks to that Storm Panda. The Dispel Magic demolished the Phantasm Illusions in one shot. The Beast US East, he's still running. And he will end up at his Fire Panda where BullJaXX was standing. Aegis has been lost, but can Radiant kill him again? Epi, Arrow, both committed. Squid is rolling, stunning Hobbes on the east side. Back to the west side, the Beast US East will finally drop. Back over to Hobbes, he's half HP, stunning Colonel Squid. But Radiant actually have already lost one, being the Mirana, but they still have 4 more to fight with. Problem is, Nier has arrived. He has a Stone Gaze, he has killed Colonel Squid, he has killed BullJaXX, Nier. He is absolutely massive. Gottny stuns him with the Chaos Ball into the Burrow Strike, but Nier is absolutely fine. Squid brought back into the fight, desperately trying to fight, but he's been soulbound to his Sand King. Sand King dead. Colonel Squid dead. Gottny is still fighting, but he is just so low. Nier will get a 4th kill in the fight. He is on an Ultra kill. Buying Onions bought back as well. He will not give Nier the Rampage. But if you are Nier, you are a very, very happy Medusa right now. Massive gains there. Massive fight win for Dire. They got, I believe, 6 kills in the fight. They got 2 buybacks, 1 out of the middle lane Pangolier. And this is not the performance I was expecting from Colonel Squid. I was expecting big things, and I am not getting big things. I'm getting little things. Not ideal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ah. Question of the day. What do Radiants do to win the Dota game? As it currently stands, Dire are where they want to be. Aghanim's almost Professor finished on the Brewmaster. BKB Blink and Shard on the Dragon Knights. Medusa has finished her Scotty. Dire have the items they want. Radiants now need to answer, how do we deal with these heroes running at us at 5? Perhaps the ideal way is doing as they're doing now bottom lane, trying to isolate a hero alone like the Beast of US East. He has been burrowed, but he's just so tanky. And now it's a Dust looking for Tianyi. Dragontail from the Dragon form will hit. Arrows off the mark as Tombstone will be there slowing the Radiant side backlines. Tianyi falls under the tier 2 tower and the remainder Radiant will run away. Though, I guess it will be in exchange for Notorious's Grimstroke. He was caught over here, away from his team, ended up being slain. But despite being in the 4v4, Dire are still interested in running towards the tower. Split is on cooldown for the Beast. He's stunned for 4 seconds, but there's a Dragontail on the Chaos Knight. Roll from Squid, looks for Hobbes, but Hobbes has a BKB. Squid is still rolling, he'll turn. Looking for a new angle, perhaps. Cannot find one. Now we'll find one. but it's nearly zoned away the Dire for now. However, it seems to be enough to dissuade Dire from going high ground. Sand King is respawning. They don't want to get caught in the wrong spot, but Radiant want the punish. They're smoking out of their base as 4. Looking at their vision, they see Medusa farming greedily in the Radiant jungle. Can they get the kill, though? They cannot. They're just too slow. That would have been a big kill on Medusa if they got it. They did not get it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Next objective we will be looking at is that second Urshan. Hobbes is sitting in the pits. However, it cannot be alive for at least 2.5 minutes. It could be over 5 minutes, potentially if Dire get bad luck. Hobbes' smoke has broken. He will find BullJaXX, Dragontail, into the Decay, into the Phantom's Embrace, into a very dead Keeper of the Lights. Dire have their eyes on more. They were running a Tiani and the Sand King. Tiani blinked away, but what cannot blink away is that Radiant side top tier 2 tower. It will fall very rapidly. The Beast of the US East will commit 1 split. Hobbes still has Dragon Form as well if he wants to go in. So it's Nir's Mantas, the Brewmaster Brewlings, and Hobbes all working now on this top tier 3 tower. It has been demolished. It has been slain and defeated. The Racks are under duress as well. Radiant are just now defending. The roll is committed. In comes Effie. In comes Burrow. There on Medusa. Medusa is still absolutely fine though. Soulbind on Sand King and Keeper of the Colonel Split, I should say. So both teams have lost one, but the heroes that matter are still out on the Dire side. It is the second splits. Once again, damaging the illusions. Gottney is forced away, but he's just so low already. The Inkswell on Hobbes stuns CK as the Brewlings zone away Squid and buying onions. Now the Beast will get away with his remaining correction. He's in the base still. He's absolutely wild. He has the Refresher Orb. He has 2 more splits. He wants to still fight. Problem is he's down to 1 more Brewling. He does have Hobbes blinking with things while looking to stun Gottney, but Gottney is still looking to fight only on 1/4 HP. Squid focuses the Dire side backlines, running at Notorious as Beast has 1 more split, his 4th primal split of the fight. Squid, thanks to the 4th split, is finally dead. He will be dead for a minute with no buyback. As a result, Dire will go back to the buildings. Range Rack's dead, Melee Rack's dead, it's 2 sets down, and well, I'm not quite sure what the Radiant will do. I'm sure they'll attempt some desperation fight, but winning it seems nigh impossible. Dire are just too tanky. They're just too strong. T3 defeated. Metherax again being attacked. Tiani blinks in, burrowing Medusa and Brewmaster, but they're fine. Hobbes' BK being hitting the Mirana. Mirana actually somewhat fine. We're seeing a Soulbind as well on Tiani. Tiani is just dead. They now head over to Chaos Knight. Gottney cannot stand his ground. He'll get run down, kited around by the Sadi Slow and the Dragon Form Slow. Now it's Millerax dead as well. Arrow hits DOS, but it does not seem to matter. Dire have 5, Radiant only have 3. Squid is rolling, trying to make some kind of play to best of his ability, but he's fighting. Oh, now even in a 2v5. Mirana died on the left side of the fights. So Squid, he's still rolling, but he's just actually dead. Yeah, dies to Nir. And that will be it. The GG has not been called quite yet, but the result is very apparent. Dire are even diving the fountain a little bit, trying to kill BullJaXX. They did not kill BullJaXX, but the fact that they feel so inclined to dive means, yeah, Squid has said what we're all thinking. The GG is called. BullJaXX even dies in the fountain. Jesus. And Hobbes and company wait a very long time to get near. He was driving or something. I suppose waiting has paid off. Nir on Medusa. A strong performance. and it will be the victory for Hobbes' team, defeating BullJaXX's team in the first round. Let's see who else is playing. Ultra versus Canoe. Ultra versus Canoe? Didn't that have started hours ago? Like an hour ago? Is that maybe... Game client's out of dates. Thank you, Dota. I will refresh my game. Let's see what happened elsewhere in the brackets while we're here. Mode animal. So, Fury's team, with Logical, defeated KU's team in the first rounds. Big win there. We see, who is that? Who is that? So we saw Ultragunner's team defeat Flesh Canoe's team in the first round as well. So it will be Ultragunner taking on Fury. Meanwhile, Sonagod's team won a forfeit win over Ka. So we're going to see Sonagod taking on Hobbes. And we're going to be seeing Fury taking on Ultragunner. I'm getting in that lobby. I'm here. Need to adjust my stream title. Ultragunner v Fury. Okay, so we are seeing some delays. Let me update the bracket real fast for the people. I'm going to go to Google Sheets. I need to update the brackets. The brackets. Let's see here. Ultragunner. 40. Son of God. And Hobbes. Let's go get a snipping of that. Stick it in the lads Discord. We're seeing a little bit of drama in the Discord, of course, because apologize for the window sound, by the way. My apologies, but we're seeing a little bit of anger in the Discord. But yeah, these things happen sometimes. Why are you watching this trash? Because these are some sick teams, Mr. Sonagod. I guess I could do a back-to-back casting of The Beast of US East, but I already had one casting of The Beast of US East, so I'm going to do the other side of the bracket instead. Cutting from the right side of the bracket to the left side of the brackets, because trying to optimize my coverage. How do we not have our players for Dota 2 right now? Didn't they just play a game? Didn't they literally just play a game an hour ago? Shouldn't they be here right now? I mean, they should be here right now. They're just not. Alright, so apparently it was a PC restart. We are waiting. Let me message Squid. I think he's already found a game. Hmm. Dang. I missed Colonel Squid. I think I messaged him like 30 seconds earlier than I did. He'd be here, but I'm an idiot, so I didn't do it fast enough. Oh well. IDC. Why did I close my rosters page? I need these. I don't know the rosters that well. Let's go check who we're missing right now. We are missing Aurora. That's why they said they're missing Big Dave, because they're missing Big Dave. We are putting two and two together. Some real round peg, round hole type stuff. I was trying to put the round peg in the square hole. It wasn't going too well. I've moved it to the round hole. Expert pivots by Badger Pablo. uh, hmm. If you are a fan of watching Dota 2, then I guess you're actually in the wrong place. What we are here, we are a professional lobby casting stream here. We we exclusively cast lobbies. Now, if you're a fan of staring at 9 out of 10 players in the lobby, if you want the dread of being at 9 out of 10 in queue time constantly for the rest of your life, this is the place you want to be. Watch Dota not happen with me, the expert of watching Dota not happen. For some reason, Big Dave, Large David, Aurora, Yukon, and Funny Zone's very own Aurora is not here. He is not. in the building. He is not in the Dota. Where the hell is he actually? Is he on Dota right now? Get on Dota! Where are you? Shouldn't you be here? Ay, ay, ay. He should be here. He currently is not here. There was a Dota update. Perhaps he's updating his Dota. I was told, if it is to be believed, that he was restarting his computer, which means after doing so, he might have to update his Dota. I'm not quite sure what was in the patch. I'm hoping an actual patch, but probably some hats, maybe a bug fix. Let's go find out, shall we? Let's go find out what the update was. Okay, I'm not seeing anything on Reddit in terms of the update, so it must not have been important in the slightest. Because usually any update where anything happens, they make a thread on Reddit. So I'm guessing nothing happened. Cool. Let's do a Big Dave status check. Big Dave, still on Steam, online, not in Dota. It was a joke initially. It was a joke initially that we were only here to stare at lobby screens. I'm no longer laughing. I am no longer laughing. We're running it. We're going to do the draft. We're going to do the draft, and then we are going to remake an all pick, because this man right here, Connecticut's very own Aurora, a rank 3,205. Wait! Big Dave is on the premises. He is in the Dota. Look, we can see. We have visual evidence of Aurora, the player we are waiting for, currently in Dota. You see, and I am now giving you an auditory confirmation that Aurora is in. He's right there. I'm pointing at him in real life. You can't see my hands right now. I don't have a face cam on, but I assure you, I am pointing vigorously at this man. My mouse cursor is also there. So I've lost it mentally entirely. I have got no control of my sanity. Apparently there may have been a fix to a Clink's tornado bug, which would be cool if that's true. I hope it's true. Game-breaking bugs being fixed is good. Speaking of Big Dave, we're still waiting on Big Dave. He's here, but he's not here. He's on the Dota. He's not in our particular Dota 2 lobby. So we're still waiting. You are a fan of waiting. Then I got some good news for you. We're still not done yet. Our great euphoria from having experienced waiting in the lobby is not being extinguished quite yet. you still get to hear a man sitting in a chair with a mustache, bandy on, with the butchering of a thesaurus. That's truly what I am. A man who understands and can read the words in a thesaurus, but does not know how to use them. It's not intentional. It's just the way I am sometimes. Especially when I am on the thinnest thread of sanity. I had been waiting in a lobby today for... How long did I wait in a lobby? Because I waited in the first lobby for like 20 minutes. And then I've been waiting in this lobby for like 15 minutes. So we've actually been in lobbies for a solid half an hour probably, if not more than that. We've done it! We have achieved it! We have 10 players in the lobby. It is a May Day miracle. Today May Day? Today's not May Day, that was yesterday. But we are here. We have done it. 10 players in the lobby.
Keep it PMA. Keep it PMA.
We are drafting. I have managed to vamp all the way until we've gotten in the lobby. I'm going to use this chance now that there are heroes being selected to go to the bathroom. I will see you in about 1 minute. I'll make it fast. I'll see you soon. Let me go to my... Where's my OBS? Where's my... Is that the one? Ah! I'll see you soon. We are back. It returns for casting more Dota 2. We are in the drafts. Some real meta-standard heroes right here. Let's see here. So, we've been seeing this logical team constantly selecting Sand King Snapfire. That has been their number one sort of priority in the draft. It was Sand King Snapfire.
Team pick.
And Sand King was banned out by Moist Lads, but Snapfire was not. So we see Snapfire selected by Mode Animal, this logical Fury team. However, for getting Snapfire Mars, they lost out on Death Prophets. And they also lost out on CK. So both teams get some very good heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
Some real good heroes being selected by both teams. Whoever that band's about what you'd expect. Storm, Sand King, Io, Dusa, first wave bands. Very good heroes. Second phase, we begin to get into more specialty heroes. Invoker, Naga, Ember, Slardar even, Pangolier, Pugna, all banned out. It is pick 15. This is where we set the tone. This is where we set the tempo of the draft. This is where this happens. This is a big deal for... It's a big deal in terms of the tone of the draft. It's either going to be a support pick, where they want to hold their cards for later, or they're going to go for one of the more meta-dominant cores to ensure that moist lads cannot select them. Knowing the way Logical thinks, I would expect a support here. But he's really thinking about it. He is considering other options.
Radiant team pick.
And he has gone with the more conservative option, grabbing the nice, stable support, not showing his hand. As a result, he will have counter picks at 18 and 24.
10 seconds remaining.
For Moist Lads, they have some things to work with. They want heroes that, of course, can match up onto the Mars, can get over the arena walls, can cast through the arena walls. These are the sort of things you might want to prioritize. Heroes who buy BKB, of course, important in this game. You want a carry who's going to prioritize buying a BKB, perhaps. They can go for El Clasico, Tiny Omni, if they truly want to do that. Both Tiny and Omni are unbanned.
Radiant team.
Not sure if they would do that, and they actually are not going to do that. They're going to grab a Lina and a Dragon Knight. So it looks like we will be seeing a Chaos Knight carry, Death Prophet 5, Dragon Knight 3, Lina 4. That is my best guess, though potentially they can flex a number of... Actually, they can flex every single one of those heroes to at least one more role than the one I said. Depending on how they're feeling. We'll have to see. For Dire, it's probably going to be a carry pick. They see a Dragon Knight Lino lane. Perhaps they grab Jug here. I think Jug would be a good option. I think Lifestealer is doable. I think PL is playable if Logical wants to play it. I believe he plays carry for this team.
Radiant
Keep it
team
PMA.
back.
ESJ.
He goes for a far more conservative option, though, in that Razor. Here, who he believes, along with that Undying, should simply destroy the Dragon Knight Lina lane. That's going to be the hope. If Dragon Knight Lina can get ahead in the lane, it could be quite hard, but with a player of Logical's caliber piloting that Razor, it's going to be very hard to force him out of that lane and make the lane go badly. I would expect him to build something along the lines of Refresher plus BKB in his first 3 items on the Razor this game.
Radiant team ban.
Not sure what he would throw in with that. Maybe it's like a Wraithband plus some other small item into... like Wraithbands plus travels into Refresher into BKB or something, perhaps? Could be the way they do it.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm actually, despite talking with Logical about Dota during my casts all the time, and despite talking with Logical outside the cast a lot, I know some of his thoughts on Razor, but I don't necessarily know what like an optimal build for him would be. So I'll have to see exactly what he ends up going for here in this game. I actually am very genuinely curious. Logical's a real student of the game. Has a lot of thoughts on item build, so I'm sure he'll think out his item build very nicely. For Moist Lads, though, I don't know where they're going to go with their middle lane pick. There's a lot of very obvious options, but they're being banned out right now. You'd want some ideally sort of tempo-setting mobile mid, but Storm's already banned, now Void Spirit's banned, Ember's already banned, Quap, that would have probably been the ideal pick, Quap or Puck. Those both got banned, so really, sort of the 5 best heroes you'd want as a tempo-setting mid are all banned. Which Means for Moist Lads, I have no idea where they're going with this pick. They could flex Lina mid, they could flex DP mid, they could flex DK mid. Or they could go with a new hero. Depending on what they think is good and comfortable. There is still about a minute of reserve time to think this one out, so there's no rush on Skyward to make that pick for Ultragunner's team. Interesting. So it's probably going to end up being a coddle mid, but they have a lot of flexibility with what they're doing here. They have not locked in anything with this.
Templar Assassin. Choose your hero.
Dire lock in Templar Assassin. So it will be probably a mid TA carry Razor. That's my best guess on that one, though it could be the other way around potentially. For Radiant, I'm not sure if they know where the heroes are going yet. I, for one, would not want to play Coddle into a TA mid. But then again, I don't think I want to play any of these heroes mid into TA. Maybe DP, but even then, like, Nina's not good into TA. Dragonite's not good into TA. Keep Light's not good into TA. I think Skyward plays mid for this team, so it seems like it'll be a Death Prophet mid. This is a fascinating situation for Radiant. They have so many different possible permutations of how they run this exact 5-hero lineup. I'm not quite sure this is the best, but it's the one that they believe is the best, and I'm going to trust their judgment on it. But even then, even with the best idea, a lot of it is going to come down to execution. Can they execute what's going to end up being a lot of because of it is sort of like DP, DK, CK Tricore, fundamentally a sort of tactical game in which you try to get these engagements where you have more numbers or you have more farm, and then you can take map control, take the buildings, try to restrict the area of the map that TA can farm in, perhaps force her to buy an item scepter to even split farm the map in this game, and ensure that the Razor and the Mars are poor. But doing that is hard. There's a lot of room for error playing that Dota game. Meanwhile, for Dire, it seems pretty obvious what the idea is. Farm items on Razor, farm items on TA, get a Blink maybe BKB on Mars, and team fights. Use the Mars ulti, use the Tombstone, use the Snapfire ulti, and throw in some Razor spells. You'll be good to go. If you want to find out who's playing what, it is on the screen right now. As far as the players on the screen, I will be calling Doggy the Razor, logical all game. And I may be referring to Lina as Dave accidentally, though I'll try to be referring to him as Aurora. In the Dire jungle, it's a fight already. Chaos Bolt is on Snapfire, and Snapfire is very dead. Logical got some damage off with that plasma field, but he's now stunned by Lifelike Array. In comes Bong, has a tombstone, but Logical's just dead. The Chaos Bolt again, the tombstone will be lost. The money to Ultragunner, and oh my. That is one disastrous start to the game for Fury, Logical, and company. That is not the way you want. You give up First Blood, you give up a second kill, you feed a Tombstone, and you still will apparently trade 2 bounty runes for 2 bounty runes. The net worth differential for this early in the game, it's nearly 1,000 gold at minute 0. That is not what you want to see if you were a Dire fan enthusiast. Dire fan? A Dire team enthusiast. There we go. That's better words. I like Fury's odds in this mid lane. He has more damage. And he has refraction. Always a good sign. In the top lane, Undying has Tombstone skilled level 1. He was hoping to fight with it, but it did not work out, so now he has Tombstone and no other spells. In the bottom lane, they tried to kill Master on the Snapfire, but they could not do so. I am most interested, though, to see what happens in this bottom lane. It is a Lina 5, which is not very ordinary. It's a lot of very high-octane heroes in this bot lane. Everyone has some real interesting tools to fight with. Both of these teams could easily feed a lot of cool options in terms of Cookie Spear, or in terms of Chaos Bolt into LSA. It'll be interesting to see how both teams approach that lane. Middle lane, understandably, Fury is farming. He has already stacked a small camp on Templar Assassin. Top lane, Bong is already low. Illuminate damages him, but he had a 2-man decay, keeping him a little bit more healthy. Over to bottom lane, Ultragunner has a Mango used. He can Chaos Bolt if he wants to, but he is still half HP. Top lane again, Undying is taking a ton of damage. He will Tombstone and Decay. He should die in one more hit, but the one more hit does not come in. Instead, Logical finds a link on Garda. Garda on the Coddle dies, and Bong survives on the Undying. So what could have been very bad in the top lane ends up turning around into a Razor kill. The exact thing Dire needed in this lane. We're seeing Fury getting a little bit zoned middle lane by that Spear Siphon of Skyward, but Fury is very content to heading a bit into the jungle. Hitting some more creeps. This is the third small camp he has cleared out. He had a double stack. He already cleared it out. So he has gotten, I think, he's gotten 9 last hits from the jungle already. And that is the big gap between him and Skyward. You see a bit of a gap in CS, but of that 11 CS, 9 are small camp creeps. It's not as big as you might imagine, though still a good lead for Fury. Over to top lane again. We're seeing a bit of brawling over there, though nobody's dying quite yet. Instead, it's bottom lane, where LSA is missed by Aurora. Looking for Master was off the mark, so no kill there in that case. Logical has no salve right now. Undying has one, but is not in range to give it to Logical, so perhaps Radiant could fish for a kill on the Razor. He has Raindrops and 9-1 charges, so that could go quite badly if they attempt it. We're seeing Garda instead opt to illuminate the creep wave plus small camp. But the Dire creeps are still alive as a whole. Carbonate will hit them on the Dragon Knight now. Illuminates. Dragon Tail, both committed. Bong is low. He'll decay on 2, though he remains alive. Tombstone's on the floor, and Carbonate and Garda are on the run. Logical's low HP, but he's here to fight. Trying to kill Garda. He will secure the kill on Garda in 2 more hits. 1 more hit. 0 more hits. Garda dead again, the Logical. Tombstone's still alive in his top lane, despite losing both Razor and Undying's Tombstone pre-Horn. Is now looking real good for Logical in terms of kills. As that happens, bottom lane, Aurora was caught in the Radiant side jungle alone. The Spear Redo plus Cookie and Scatterblast combo, just too much to survive. The damage overwhelming. An Ultragunner, who was farming in this sort of area, could not go all the way into that jungle to save Big Dave. Back to middle lane, it's Skyward and Fury in a bit of a farm war. Fury is still coming out ahead in terms of raw CS. Net worth, though, it's very even. Skyward actually ahead by 15 gold. We'll keep it on net worth.
Thank you.
Good water. Plan again. Plasma Field into Link. Carbonate will TP and will get away. Logical turns his attention to Garda, but Garda's a bit too fast to die there. Logical is faster than Garda, but not fast enough to run him down. Bottom lane, Bloom is relatively unhealthy. He's half HP. He might need to be careful, but he has raindrops and 4 stick charges. So if Radiant attempt it too could go badly. We'll have to see. Seeing a TP middle lane by Master. We saw a fight mid lane. Skyward used his Exo, but ends up being no casualties on either side. Instead, in the Dire Tri-Camp is where the action is. It's Master and Aurora in a duel, but Aurora is alone, while Master has Fury on the rotation. Trap is up in 4, but it's not even needed. Cookie into the right clicks are more than enough. Down goes Big Dave, Aurora, on the lane. And he all chats about this. Interesting play from Aurora. Not quite sure it will win him the Dota game. I'm not even sure if it'll win him the moral battle, but he has done it. Top lane again, Static Link on Garda. He's stunned though, thanks to that Dragon Tail, but it does not matter. Logical's still running for more kills. It's Garda already down, but he cannot commit in on Carbonell. He's too low on HP. It still will be a third death on the Keeper of the Lights. Carbonell will clean up the tombstone. Correction, it gets denied by Gilbert Bong. Dragontail into LSA. Bong is low, but is barely alive. Last hit from Dragonite will do it, though. It's a bit too much damage for the Undying to survive. It does mean, though, that Ultragunner is alone, and Dire are aware of that. They tried to run at him in the jungle, knowing that Lina rotated top lane, but Ultragunner dodged that Snapfire cookie, got away, and he is just absolutely fine. With the tail end of that Dragon Form, Carbonell and Aurora did some work on that top tier 1 tower on the Dire side, but it's still half HP. It's not healthy, but it's still standing. We'll have to wait until either minute 10 or the next Dragon Form being used for that tower to die. Bong and Logical are top lane. Tombstone is available again. And there will be no action there. Middle lane again, it's farm on farm action, TA farming. Skyward's DP farming. A lot of farming over there. Bottom lane? Oh, guess what we have there? It's also farming. Ultragunner has abandoned the lane. He knows that Mars has 6, 7 even at this point. Doesn't want to be there. We are seeing rotation from Skyward top lane, looking for Logical, but Logical is very fast. He will walk away. Master has TP'd in. He's stunned by Dragontail, but now Dire, with 4 heroes in the area, are running for kills. Perhaps they want Carbonell on the Dragonite. That's what Logical's looking at. However, there's an arena there on Skyward and Aurora. Aurora goes down. So it's 1 kill on Lina for the Dire. Radiant turning their attention to Logical under that T1 tower again. Exo is still active for a bit longer. But again, Logical's just too fast. Illuminate was used for some minor damage, but Dire are running forward with 4 heroes. They want some kills, but they did not get Carbonell. He's still 1/3 HP. They'll instead turn their attention to Skyward, but he is a full HP Death Prophet. Now Radiant with alternate orientation turn to Undying. Chaos Bolt into the right clicks will work on Dragon Tail onto Master's Snapfire. Snapfire will die. 2 kills for Ultragunner. They want a third, being that Bloom Mars. The T1 tower is dead. There is no way out. The Chaos Bolt, the right clicks, Laguna Blade, that'll do it. Kill going into Garda on the Coddle. So on the tail end of the fight, it ends up being 3 kills. The Radiant side, Dire got the opening salvo on Melina with that arena combo once they blew their load. With the Mars combo, Radiance were able to kite around and win the fight at the end. And you see the goal difference, 701 in favor of the Radiant team. Radiant, they have their eyes as well on this middle T1 tower, it seems. They're pinging it out. They certainly have a mind for it, but it is going to be a little bit harder than that top tower. The siege unit middle lane is dead. Exo is still on cooldown. Arena is not. Arena Spear are used on Skyward. Antimortis kisses and Tombstone. Skyward gets demolished by the teamfight combination of this Dire 3-5. And they want one more kill on Aurora under that T1 tower. LSA will hit on Gilbert Bong, but Bloom is still hunting. Rebuke. The Soul Rep. That's a second kill now for the Undying. Now it's Dire who have their eyes on the middle lane area, but that T1 is still half HP. They're pinging it out. Fury wants to be there hitting his T1 tower, but Ultragunner is a bulwark standing strong. Hard to jump on. They don't know. He doesn't have Phantasm, I don't think. As a result, Dire will back off. They will continue to farm. Razor in one jungle. TA in the Tri-Camp. And instead, it is Radiance hitting a mid T1 tower. Carbonell used that dragon form. They know Arena's still on cooldown. So as a result, they're slow sieging the tower. It's half HP and dropping rapidly. Undying, step too far forward, gets stunned by Chaos Bolt, but Radiant could not finish the kill. It was a good cookie by Master, keeping Gilbert Bong alive. So Radiance, with Phantasm and Dragon Form, finish the middle Tier 1 tower. They now flood into the Dire jungle. They will force Razor to go all the way to the top lane where he doesn't really want to be. I mean, he doesn't want to be in this area of the map right now, but he cannot be in this jungle. He's forced to farm the top wave, but by doing so, he has revealed his position. But luckily, Logical, with the game sense, knows, hey, I shouldn't be here right now. I will get the 1 or 2 creeps he got with the Plasma Field and get away. Radiance, they hunt exactly where he would have been if he didn't TP, so good TP from Logical. Instead, in the river, it's Carbonell and Gilbert Bong fighting over sentries. Bong killed the sentry, then I believe denied his own sentry. Not quite sure why. In the trees, we saw Garda using Illuminates to put out the wave. Fury found him in the trees, but could not finish him. Garda TP'd away, getting tips from both teams for his play. And we are at a standstill. We are... we are currently chilling. We are in a bit of a stalemate, waiting for stuff to happen again. Everyone is farming. And I do mean everyone. We see supports on both teams even farming. I believe Radiant are farming more than Dire are by a small margin, so this sort of stalemate favors them. Though they have cooldowns they could be using, so there's opportunity cost. Exo available, not being used. Dragon Form available, not being used. Phantasm is being used, but it's being used to farm. Dire, for their part, are fine farming. Perhaps not. They want Skyward in the mid lane. Arena was hit. Spear was missed. But Morris are doing a lot of damage, but not enough apparently. Logical is looking to die, but cannot finish off Skyward. Instead, it's Chaos Bolt into Phantasm, into Elsa, into a very dead Razor. So Dire tried to make the big play. The spear was off the mark from Bloom. Skyward got his siphons off, healed up way too much in that fight, and as a result, not only did Radiant kill the carry on the Dire side, they walk into the Roshan pit with the tail end of that Exo and Dragon Form active. And you know what that means? It'll be first Roshan of the game going for the Radiant team. Aegis. Probably Chaos Knight. Maybe the DP. Doesn't really matter. They got the Roshans that matters. The most important thing is Aegis is not going to Fury. That's literally the most important thing. And he will go to Chaos Knight. Smart move. So Radiant, they're now up by 3k. It is a sizable but not overwhelming lead. Dire have money where it counts on Templar Assassin. They of course want the Razor to be more farmed. He is not. And they have to accept that. Speaking of Razor, he did opt for that smaller item, that Falcon Blade, into the BKB.
Burns, doesn't it?
So about what I expected. Thought it might be Travels instead of Shreds. Opted for the Shreds instead. Very stat-efficient item for man fighting. Radiance. Play the Dire jungle in top lane. Dire. Play the Radiant jungle. And they have their eyes on the Radiant side middle tier 1 tower. Radiance. Focus on the top lane tier 2 as Dire slowpoke the middle lane tier 1. Radiance do not commit for the tower, except for with DK. It's Dragon Knight alone, hitting the tower with Dragon Form, a risky play, but Dire do not punish it. They are still playing Radiant jungle. Radiants seem to have an idea they're in there. And now top lane they will... Oh, good blink away by Carbonell! Bloom had the arena, but Carbonell had the blink reaction in time. Now mid lane, Radiant are grouped. They're good to go. They know Mars Arena, the big team fight tool of the Dire team, is on cooldown for a minute. And Radiant have Exo available. This will be time with the Aegis to run it down the middle lane, pop that Exo, siege that tower, do some significant damage. And that is where they're grouped. It's all five. Actually, they'll turn instead, perhaps the top lane. The tower is very soft there. They could perhaps even take one, then the other, if they truly want to. But the main attention will be on that top tier 2 tower. It will be tower taken. Going in to the outpost, perhaps. Fury did TP in. Dire actually want to fight. Bloom is leading the way. He has Spear and Rebuke. Rebuke hits on 2. Spear not quite used yet. In comes Fury, melting Aurora, but Aurora's still barely alive. Dire with a bit of a desperation move, but it does not pay off, although they were not punished in any way. Now Radiance have smoked S4. They've rendezvoused around Chaos Knights. Carbonell leads the way. He has Dragon Form in 5. Blink Dragon Tail certainly possible quite soon. They're running bottom lane. I believe they're seeing a logical, but they instead double back towards the middle lane. There's a tier 2 tower there. Aegis has a minute 30 left. Radiance find illusions. They will kill them. And they actually will not commit for the tier 2 tower play. They know their lead is fragile. They do not want to overdo it. As a result, they will split up again. They'll push in the lanes. They'll take the Dire jungle. This will delay the game, for better or for worse. Dire will be farming. Radiant will be farming. Both teams will be once again looking at these key items. There could be a fight middle if both teams are nearby, but it is hard for both teams to start a good fight right now. Both teams actually are somewhat more content being jumped than jumping. Alright, now here we go with the tail end of the Aegis. Ultragunner will look for the middle tier 2 tower. Maybe. Okay, Ultragunner will not, but Carbonil will. Dragon Form is active, and now in comes Ultra. He has 13 seconds on the Aegis. Bloom has Blink Arena, but Radiant find the Undying. Undying should not have shown his face. He did, and he got punished immediately, eviscerated by Ultragunner. And now, Arena Spear is there on Carbonil, LSA committed, but it does not matter. It's still Carbonil dead. Undying finds that Tombstone is dropped. Fury is opening down the running end. Luna brings down Fury, but Dire wants bigger kills. They see Ultragunner, Aegis is expired, and Chaos Knight is dead. Skyward has Exo and BKB looking for Logical. Logical is low, and Logical will go down, but the Mortar's Kisses have finished off Aurora. Back over to Skyward. He's running at Bong, who used his buyback. Bong is still alive, now dead, but so is Garda, who died to Bloom on the south side of the fight. Master is running away from Skyward. Him and Bloom are still alive. Exo should be able to finish Master quite easily, and it will. Triple kill for Skyward on the DP. I believe that is a 5-for-4 exchange. Dire using the Undying twice. Radiant losing. Actually, I guess, yeah, Radiant lost 4. Aegis expired. Mars actually denies the middle tier 2 tower. Gold-wise, it favored the Dire, albeit very barely, by less than 200 gold right there. So that is the point we are at. We are now back to farming. There is no Aegis in play. Radiant, of course, will have their mind on that second Roshan, but so will Dire. We saw a circle being drawn by Logical. It appears that he wants his team to control this sort of area. D-ward the area. Ensure Radiant are not there. Control the jungle. Get some wards up, perhaps. D-ward some wards. And be ready for that all-important second Roshan. The Aegis and the Shard are the spoils. It's a big deal. Very valuable shards to get on both teams. Of course, CK wants his shard for free. But then again, I'm sure somebody on Dire also does. Templar Assassin Shard. Pretty powerful. But even then, they've got other options. Mars Shard. Very good. Razor Shard. This game, pretty good too, actually. There's some good options here in terms of teams getting free shards. Seeing Radiance. Smoke as 4. Everyone but Carbonil is in the smoke. Ultragunner has finished his Assault Cuirass. They are missing Carbonil, though. Carbonil is their Blink Stunner. Ultragunner has found Logical, but Logical has a BKB. He could BKB and TP unless he gets stunned here. And he will immediately BKB TP. Smart play by Logical, getting away. So now Dire will split up. They are getting the hell away from the Radiance team. Radiant, though, can't do too much. They cannot take this tower top, it's dead. They cannot take this tower mid, it's dead. They cannot go Roshan yet, he's not alive for another minute further, so... They will be farming. Dire are splitting. Radiance also are splitting.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the movements, they're mirrored. Radiant, again, play the Dire jungle. But Dire, for their part, are content to play the Radiant jungle. They even have their eyes on that bottom lane Radiant side tier 2 tower. Fury has been slowly working on it. It's slow. If they get it, and Garda perhaps, yeah, it's a spear. Canceling the TP of Garda. Garda certainly is demolished. The outpost will be taken. And Radiance, the remainder of their team was playing the Dire side jungle still. Carbonil did some damage to his top tier 3 tower, but it's still, about 4/5 HP. It's absolutely fine. So Dire are playing the map smart. They are whittling away at this Radiant lead by playing the macro game smarter, playing economic games smarter, and simply getting more gold. I mean, kills like that actually matter. Towers like that, very important. So now Dire, they sense it's time to go. They know Coddle is dead. They've smoked S4. They know Roshan could be alive, and for that matter, it is alive. They play their own jungle, looking for the Radiant who were playing there, but now in comes Carbonal, stunning Bong. Cookie will get Undying away. He will have the Tombstone quite soon, looking for the high ground perhaps. He'll put the Tombstone on the high ground. It will cost him his life as Dire focus on the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight will TP. It's an Arena and Spear committed though, ensuring the Dragon Knight will die in the arena. Even the Kiss is committed as well, so it is a 1-for-1 exchange. Bong for Carbonal. Carbonal has bought back immediately. He has Dragon Form. He wants to secure this all-important second Roshan. But Radiant are not committing in. Exo is still available, but has not been used quite yet. If Radiant truly want it, they will commit the Exo. Perhaps not. Dire are simply not there. I guess with the arena being on cooldown, they're just that scared right now. So as a result, Radiance will claim the second Roshan. They will get the Aegis, they will get the Shard, both going to Ultragunner. And, well, Radiance, they're in a strong position from a strategic sense, but the economy is not good. One more lost fights could turn disastrous. Skyward will pop the Exo, looking for Logical. Logical, for his part, wants nothing to do with that, so BKB and TP before the fear comes out from Skyward, who does have the Shard on DP, giving Spirit Type a fear after 3 seconds. But there will be a window in 2 minutes where Skyward will have Exo and Ultra will have the Aegis for 2 more minutes. That is probably your ideal window if Radiant want the high ground. It'll be in that 2-minute period. Perhaps they could now play into the Dire Tri-Camp, control that, perhaps get a Tier 1 and Tier 2 bottom to choke the map out of this Dire team. But it's not the play they're making. They're playing it a lot more conservatively. They're content to farm the Dire jungle. Perhaps they think their lineup's just that much better if they don't do anything. And perhaps they're right. However, Dire are content to go. They find Carbonal, who blinks away. Bloom is on him again. Spear drags Carbonal away. Bloom will BKB and Arena. They're on 3 heroes, but is there the follow-up? Hiss is committed. Fury commits. Aurora is dead. Carbonal is now half HP. He will Dragon Form, but he's just already destroyed. The trade, maybe for Bloom, but it also Ultragunner will lose his Aegis. Lina, buy that into the fight. Logical will TP away, as will Master. It's time to run, and Master barely gets the TP off in time. So Dire get away with a massive theft. That is a major teamfight win they should not have gotten into the Aegis. But they get 3 kills. They get the Aegis, they get a buyback out of the Lina. And unless the Radiant can do something crazy, they will lose nothing of value for it. Huge play from the Dire team. Absolutely massive. Maybe they'll lose their bottom tier 1 tower, but that is not a very important tower to lose. It was a dead tower standing. It had no means of being alive. It had no ability to be alive any longer. It will be claimed, but getting a tier 1 tower bot lane is not what you want from your second Aegis. They look for a kill on Undying. LSA is well off the mark by Aurora, so Gilbert Bong will survive. And now, look at the way Radiant are grouped. They are all playing Dire Tri-Camp. Perhaps a good area to play if you have the map control, but Dire, they've gotten past Radiant's blockade. Fury plays the Radiant jungle. Logical plays the Dire jungle in top lane. They're still farming. The remainder of Dire are happy to be in their base, getting the occasional hit that comes in. So Radiance, they almost need to do something. Problem is, this play is very risky. But they will commit for it. Exo is up. Phantasm is up. They will look for high ground middle lane. Dire have lift. It will kill the wave. Radiant have one more coming in about 20 more seconds. They'll have a siege unit in tow. When backdoor goes down, the Radiant creeps will come in. Tier 3 mid is dead. Range racks, mid racks both under duress. Is there a defense? Ultragunner finds the Undying. Undying is destroyed. There will be no tombstone in this fight. He will buy back, however. Morris gets the arena, both committed, looking for kills, but everyone on Radiant has a BKB that needs one. Ultragunner on the run to TP. Is it in time? No, it is not. Ultragunner falls. Carbonell is isolated. Aurora is dead. Carbonell is stunned again in the backlines as Dire run at the Death Prophet. DP will get away, but Carbonell will not. He will drop 3 kills for the Dire. They lose their Ranger X. They lose their tower. They lose a buyback on Undying. But the things that matter stay alive. All their cores survive. All their buybacks are not on cooldown. And the Millerax are still there. So now Dire, triumphantly, will run it down the middle lane. I don't think they can counterax, but they will certainly get a tier 2 tower. They will get some nap control. They will get some farm. And for the first time all game, Dire have a net worth lead. From minute 0, they were behind. And now, at minute 31, they come out on top at long last. Bloom is the Desolate, and Radiant actually are respawning soon. It will be a tower and a back. Knowing that CK and DK are returning to the melee, it's time to leave. But Dire, they have to be somewhat happy, if not actually happy. They got what they came for. They have extended the game. They are getting very farmed on their Templar Assassin. Look at Fury. He is the primary win condition of the Dire team. Look at that man's items. There are a lot of them. In Radiant, they've had a lot of struggles killing Templar Assassin. They either need to stun her before she can BKB, or kite out her BKB until it ends, both of which have proven to be difficult. Fury just does so much damage, and there's so much noise in these team fights. It is hard to simply have your mind on Templar Assassin when there's a tombstone to deal with, there's an arena to deal with. The Razor is a rabid dog running at you with BKB, Refresher, 2 eyes to storm, and Static Link. There are the Mortimer's Kisses raining down hellfire from above. There's so much to deal with this Dire side team fight. And despite Radiant's cores being so tanky, it's apparently not tanky enough. Now I'm surprised. I thought it would be, but it's not. Bloom finds one in an arena. It's Aurora, and they will let Aurora die. They wanted Ultragunner as well, but he was right outside the arena, and just for safety, he will BKB and TP. That was his 8-second BKB, which is not ideal to use on a TP, but better to use the BKB and escape than to not use it and die. So we reach a stage of the game where it is Dire, possibly in the driver's seats. Actually, maybe not. Even though Dire are ahead in terms of gold, the tempo of this game is still defined by the Radiant team, where it's these big centralizing ultimates for pushing, which are the key driving factor to the direction of this game. Where no matter what Dire do, we still need to have these ultis in mind, where, sure, you have a 1k lead, but Radiant can still group as 5, pop Phantasm, pop the Exo, pop Dragon Form, run on down and take some more buildings. You saw it mid lane. The damage, it is high. It's very high. We're seeing Radiant look for a pickoff to perhaps enable some more building hitting. They're smoked as 5. Carbonell leads the way. He will Dragon Legs and Dragon Form. He finds the Undying. Again, he is dead, and he has no buyback. Worm's Kisses were used, the Master must cancel them and blink away. Bloom is arena just to run away. That's been stunned by Dragon Tail. We should still be fine. Perhaps not. He's very slow thanks to that Dragon Knight. The LSA was missed by Aurora. If that LSA hit, that would have been a kill, I believe. But instead, Bloom escapes barely with his life. Over to top lane, Logical cut the wave. So if Radiant wants to push, it will not be in this top lane. It will instead be in the mid lane. The mid lane wave is at a pretty good spot. Problem is, Fury is there, de-pushing the wave, ensuring that for now, backdoor is... Actually, it's down, but it will be temporary. There are no more creeps coming in quite yet. This is not in range to break the backdoor, and Fury again as he splashed down that wave with Side Blades and Daedalus quite easily. Dire are grouped as 5 again. Well, I guess 4 because one's dead at their tri-camp. Arena is up in 5, and they find Carbonil. The spear's missed again! Carbonil gets away. Bloom. Another unfortunate spear missed. Now Radiants turn their eyes to the prize, that third Roshan of the game. Not quite sure if it will be the Refresher Shard or the Aghanim's Blessing quite yet. Both of them can be good. I think if it will be an Aghanim's, it'll probably end up going to... DK or DP? Probably the DK, I think. Both of them are very good this game, though. And so is the Coddles. Coddles Ag is also very good. So there's 3 very good Ags here for this Radiant team. If it is the Refresher Shard, then I'm not quite sure where it goes. Maybe it's to Ultragunner for a second BKB and second ulti. Could be a similar concept with the Death Prophets. 2 Exos, one after the other, and 2 BKBs. Yeah, eyes on the prize, Roshan, the main target, but look, it's just dead. But Aurora, Big Dave with the big plays, standing in place, but staying in place. It is the optimal play right now. Just stand there, wait for Roshan to respond. He knows his role, but the problem is Dire are descending upon Aurora, the arena, the spear, the meld, the destruction of Aurora. That is one kill. He does have buyback. Ultragunner has found Bong on the backside. Bong goes down, but can they get Ultragunner? The link. The damage, the Exo is the turn, looking for Fury, Fury's so low, and Fury's just dead! Master finds Garda, but they actually find Ultragunner with the spear as well. Ultragunner is dead! Templar Assassin buys back, Logical is strong, Fury will return to the fight quite soon, but Logical has been stunned and lagooned and destroyed. Skyward has 3 kills on the DP. CK2 has bought back into the fight, but notably, Logical cannot buy back. He does not have a buyback. He lacks the funds. He is 27 gold short of buyback, and as a result, Radiant will claim the Roshan. It will be that Aghanim's Blessing, Cheese, and Aegis all going their way. Big pickups. They've gotten all 3 Roshans so far. And this time, another big pickup for them. Aegis will go to CK. Perhaps Cheese to the DP or DK. Let's find out what goes where. So Aghanim's to Skyward, Cheese to Carbonil, and the Aegis to Ultragunner. They have split their items up between all 3 cores, perhaps smart play. And now they have the largest lead of the game. It's 10k ahead. Winning that fight, getting out so many key buybacks from the Dire side means they are up by 10k. Looking at buyback status, some key buybacks on cooldown for both teams, notably Ultragunner on the Radiant team, and both Fury and Bloom on the Dire team. If any of those 3 heroes are dead without buyback, and you are up by like 1 or 2 heroes, that is possibly an easy Raxing incoming. So both teams must have that in mind, but Ultragunner has that safety blanket of the Aegis for 4 more minutes. Fury, or Bloom for that matter, are not so lucky. They're only stuck with their BKB. So for the first time all game, it's Dire playing in their base. They're playing cautiously. They're playing very conservatively, understandably. They know one more misstep could mean their tournament life elimination. Radiant, though, are not committing in heavily. They're playing the waves mid and top. Logical is once again farming bottom, applying pressure to this lane. But Radiance look to pounce top lane. They want either a pickoff or to perhaps use Exo in slow siege. Ultra leads the way again. Capacity is available. Dragon form is used by Carbonil. Tower, half HP. And dropping rapidly. Logical is still bottom lane. He has TP whenever he wants to leave. Dire Glyph. Perhaps they use their Glyph too early, though. Spear. Brings Ultra away temporarily, but Dire will lose their base. Range Rack's dead. Fury has engaged in Ultra is fine. In comes a link on Carbonal, but only for a minor bit of damage. Arena's there. All 4 heroes! Wow! What an Arena, and 2 of them cannot skip. There are no BKBs on Kato or Lina. Both of them will get demolished. Then out the Ultragunner. Ultragunner barely gets away in time. Spear from Bloom. It's just too late to bring down the TP of Skyward, but they will still get Carbonal. 3 kills there. Lina, Kato, Dragon Knight. Not the kills you want. Ideally, you probably want the CK. Where there was a window where he was TPing with no BKB on him anymore, or perhaps the DP he was TPing without BKB. But still, you get 3 major kills. Lina has no buyback. They know that. It is on cooldown. But can Dire get something out of it? Phantasmal Illusions are killing the wave middle lane. So Dire do not have creeps coming in. They're smoking and hunting. But Radiant, I believe they know. They had a vision canvassed all over the Dire side jungle. I believe they have some idea. They smoke. And look, they're playing in the fountain. They say, wait a minute. If they're not hitting this wave, they have to be hunting. And they cannot kill us if we're in this area right here, right? They can't get here. They can't kill us. And as a result, Dire perhaps have blown a momentary window. They will not get anything out of the fight win other than the gold from it. Radiance still have Aegis, though it is at this point very temporary. 1 minute remaining on the duration if they want to perhaps force one more fight. And Garda has a smoke if he wants to do so. Could be a smoke into run perhaps at your tri-camp. But look at the Radiant Vision. They don't exactly know where much is. They saw 2 heroes over here at the edge of their vision, but in general they do not see. Okay, now we see Fury walking into the Radiant Vision over here. So now Radiant know, hey, Dire are split up. They're playing their jungle. Accordingly, they'll smoke S5. Ultra and Garda leading the way. Probably should be Carbonal, but I digress. And they will let him catch up on DK's long move speed. Logical. Huge target if they can get him, but it'll BKB in time. Now, Morskis are committed, but so is Phantasm. Arena is there on both support from the Dire side, but Bloom is stunned by Ultragunner. Now Bloom will BKB, looking to fight. Carbonal is low. Fury is hitting. Carbonal is dead. And Bloom has on Aurora as well. Dragon Knight has fell back into the fight. Ultragunner is already dead. He will lose his Aegis. Garda is low. Garda will run away in time, it appears, perhaps, but Dire have their eyes on the prize. The big carry CK, who is dead with no buyback. It's on cooldown for 2 minutes, and they know it. They know the buyback timer on Fury and Ultra are nearly identical, so there's no way they don't know. Bloom TP's away. He is fine, and now Dire, at long last, may have found the window. They may have done it. It is still risky. They are missing a buyback on their TA. They're missing a buyback on their Razor. They're missing a buyback on their Mars even. But they know Ultra is dead. They have to pounce. This is their best opportunity to go, and they know it. Middle tier 3. It is not long for life. It has been demolished. Dire. Turn their attention to Garda and Millerax. Master zones away Garda. He may lose his life for it, but it does mean that Dire secure melees and range racks middle lane. They can move to bottom. But it will be in a 4v4, and they know it. They're backing up a little bit. No! In comes Fury, looking for big kills, looking for Aurora. Aurora's dead. He has no buyback. Snapfire, buyback, Logical. He's fighting. He's stunned. He's low. And they bring him down. And Logical has no buyback. Now does Dire. With the core dead with no buyback, but Radiant don't know that. He lacks the gold, not the cooldown. And actually just got his buyback. He'll buy back now. He will TP to the shrine. They know Aurora is dead with no buyback, but he will be alive in 40. Ultra's alive in 20, so perhaps Logical may have jumped the gun in this case. It is too late for the Ultra buyback timer. He has respawned. And Lina is alive in 25, so perhaps it's a buyback simply to assert map control, ensure the Radiants are playing scared, as Dire as 5 are infinitely more threatening than Dire as 4. And they will play the split game again. They're farming bottom lane, they're farming middle lane, they're farming both jungles to an extent. But once again, buybacks are a main resource we are focusing on right now. Fury and Ultragunner both will have theirs again, as will Bloom on the Mars. Notably, Skyward lacks the gold, and both Master and Logical have theirs on cooldown. So Radiance can have 4 buybacks if Skyward gets money, while Dire can only have 3. Radiant are only out their Dragonite buyback, while notably Dire once again are out Logical's buyback. Dire are grouped as 5. They can smoke. Smoke. It's in the backpack of Bong, so it will not be quite yet. And they will not smoke anyways, it appears. Both teams are somewhat playing as 5. Dire more tightly than Radiant. They know the stakes. For both teams, one team fight could mean your tournament elimination. Ultra will TP away. Radiant now are split. And Dire try to pounce on Ultragunner, but they only find his illusion from the Aghanim Shard Chaos Bolt. That is Arena down. Dire are still hunting, and they may see Carbonell. Spear! This time it will hit! And when it matters most, Bloom is on point. They will kill Dragonite, and they know he has no buyback. He is dead for 2 whole minutes. And now here we go. It's another window, but this time for Dire Team. Now they can run down a lane. Perhaps look to threaten and force a 5v4 fight. For now, they will opt middle. They can go middle to bottom if they want barracks. That is their easiest play if they want barracks. They still have 85 more seconds. And they have a double damage rune on Fury. They will scout Roshan, it appears. Roshan is not alive. It will be the 4th Roshan, the Aghanim's Blessing, the Refresher Shard, the Cheese, and the Aegis. But it is not cooperating. It is a long respawn time. Fury is set up. Master is in there. They know it will be respawning soon. But for them, it is a very unlucky long window. Fury, he's like, wait a minute, it's been like 10 minutes. Where's my Roshan? Where's my Aegis? Where's my free Ags? It's not there. He's not home. He's at the store buying some milk and eggs and bread. He has not returned quite yet. He's stuck in traffic. So now, that dieback timer on Carbonell actually will not be punished in any way, because notably, they got nothing for it. Radiant used no buybacks, they lost no buildings. Dire
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
didn't get a ward up. They did nothing with that dieback on Carbonell. So now, the DD is over on Fury. Logical is invis with an invis rune, and Roshan has finally respawned. Fury and Logical begin the journey to kill it, but Radiant are playing as 4 in the tri-camp. They can smoke on in if they so choose. Aurora has smoke in inventory. They're waiting for Carbonell, but in waiting, they have lost the window. Aegis to Logical, Aghanims to Logical, Cheese to Bloom, and Refresher also Logical. So Logical will have 3 BKBs. He will have 3 ultimates. He will have 3 Shiva's guards even. He has a lot of tools. And now with the Aghanim's Blessing, he can actually do a lot of building pushing. He can have that Aghanim's building hitting Eye of the Storm active 3 times. And that could be what the Dire have their mind on. Going, pushing in the bottom lane, and setting their eyes on that bottom tier 3 tower. Eye of the Storm, BKB, refresh, Eye of the Storm, BKB, refresh, Eye of the Storm again, BKB again. And in that duration, with the Tia hitting as well, it's a very easy siege. And Radiant will have to go through a Razor who's immune to magic for 18 seconds. That is a lot of seconds. There is nothing that goes through BKB in this case. No Abyssal Blades, no stuns of that sort. I guess if Lena had Aghanim Step, she can go through with a Laguna Blade, but that is of very little value. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that big siege. TA is basically capped on items. She cannot get much stronger. Razor is in a very fortuitous spot with the double Refresher at his disposal. The question is, when does he go? They are not committing in any kind of quick fashion. They're playing it slow. They know they still have 3 more minutes. They don't want perhaps Radiant to sneak into the top lane. Carbonell is skulking in the trees, perhaps looking at that Millerax top lane. They're playing it smart with the waves. Middle keeps coming in. They're trying to cut what they can. Top lane. But Dire, eventually they have to go and do something. They cannot wait forever. Aegis is down to half duration, and they've smoked as 3. It's Mars, Undying, and the Razor. They find Skyward, but BKBs in time. Bloom and Skyward both have committed their BKB, and perhaps Dire may at long last look at the bottom barracks. Logical still has Aegis and 3 ultis at his disposal, but he is patient. He's a patient man. Dragon Knights is looking top lane. He has the ulti. He can go in to split push. And he has buyback again, so he can make that play. Instead, he cuts the wave and TPs away. So Radiant will be defending S5 fully. Dire are offending S5, but they're just not going in. They don't want to force it. They know if they lose this fight, it could be game losing. They're waiting for the right opportunity, but what if it doesn't come? Aegis has less than 2 minutes left. They've used more than 3 minutes on Logical's Aegis. And other than 1 attempt on Skyward's life, they have done nothing. Radiance still are S5, playing tightly grouped. They do not want to split up anymore. They want to have good counterplay. And Dire have again smoked. They want a big jump. They see Skyward. The arena's there onto Carbonell and Skyward both thinking in time though. Fury is in, but he's hexed. Skyward has the Exo popped. He's going in for a big play. Bloom, Lorena again. Fury is low. He's brought in. He's brought down. The trade is for Carbonell. Both buyback. Logical goes for Aurora. He ultis. He BKBs again. 2 ultis are active. And he's running. She's 3 ultis are active. Aurora is dead. Now Fury has returned to the fight, but so has Lina. Everybody back. 10 are alive again. Logical has 3 ultis active, but no more BKBs again. Aegis is still active, but the Eyes of the Storm are so important. Spears there on Carbonell again. Can they kill the Carbonell DK? Yes, they can, but it's in exchange for Bloom. Bloom buys back, but Carbonell cannot. Logical is just so low. They want this kill. Ultragunner, Skyward, they're hunting, but Logical blinks away again. Radiant are still pursuing. Solarbind slowed for a very long time. Ultragunner still wants this kill, but Dire turned, but Fury is hexed. Fury is on by that cooldown. Can they kill him? The LSA, the force away. Fury is low, brought in. BKBs, he's low, but still alive. Aurora cannot finish. Logical is in, but he's so low. The DP lower. Aurora dead. Logical loses 1 life, but Skyward also will lose 1 life. Skyward buys back immediately. Logical again runs an Ultra. Ultra has a buyback, and when he dies here, he will have to use it. He's speared away towards Bong and Master. The cookie, the damage, more than enough. Ultragunner dead. He will have to buy back. It will now be a 3v5 defense. Dragon Knight and Lina have buyback on cooldown. Dire are S5. But in the top lane, they're lanes. Fury is forced to TP back, but he can actually not return for 31 more seconds. Entire will back off. So despite the massive bonanza at the foot of Radiant's base, both teams committing an immense amount of resources, the game state literally does not move in the slightest. No buildings died on either side, I don't think. Because Melee's top survive, middle is still fine, middle on the Radiant side was already dead. So literally nothing happened. Somehow, someway, a fight that massive, with that many heroes dead, with that many buybacks expended, somehow ended up being that inconsequential. Which is unbelievable. The major dividends of the fight will be these buybacks on cooldown, and who will die with key buybacks unavailable. Dire have 3 buybacks, Razor, Snapfire, and the Undying. Radiant only have Keeper of the Light. All 6 heroes with all buybacks have more than 6 minutes on their buyback cooldown. That will be the major, probably win-defining objective. Who can get a key hero dead without buyback? Perhaps it may be outside the Roshan and inside the Roshan pit for that 5th Roshan of the game. It will once again be Aegis, Cheese, Ag's Blessing, Rush's Shard. Both teams, of course, want it immensely. Radiance. They've gotten Roshan 3 times, but the most recent Roshan, that 4th Roshan of the game, went to the Dire team, and perhaps they will still maintain some map control. They have traps littered throughout the area for perhaps that 5th Roshan time. But we're still waiting. We're still chilling. We are tense with anticipation for what will be another crescendo, another major team fight. We are still waiting, and we're back. We're resuming, but this game state is still frozen with fear. The players can move, but the game state is not. I need some damn water. Smoke. That's 5. They know Dragon Knight and Lina are not alive. If they can go in right now, that's a huge kill on Garda. Garda is hexed, but it is reflected by his own hex. But the arena is not there in time. Garda forces himself away. So we got hexed, which was reflected by a dire side Lotus Orb. Whose Lotus was that? That was Master's Lotus on Logical. But they could not find a kill on Garda. And notably, Garda is the one player on Radiant who actually has buyback. So probably literally the one kill they could have gotten that wouldn't have mattered. Not Radiance. Ours 5. They are smoked. They have Exo in 20. And the remainder of their tools that matter available. Actually, I guess no Spirit Form on Coddle soon, but still. In comes Logical, BKBing, linking Aurora. Aurora still has no buyback. He's half HP, now invis, now speared, and now dead. Blooms for Garda. Garda certainly will fall as well. Aurora cannot buyback. Garda can. And when the Dire begin to hit the bottom tier 3, he almost certainly will. Perhaps Ultra, Carbonell, and Skyward want a big play. They have blinks on 2 of them, but it is instead Logical focusing buildings. Eye of Storm is active. Garda has now bought back. Ultragunner will Chaos Bolt, Master will blink, dodging it, and Dire will temporarily back. And now Bloom spears away Carbonell, looking for the trees. Instead, it's Ultragunner shutting Chaos Bolt. In comes Logical again, linking, I believe, an illusion of Ultragunner. Mortal Kisses are active, doing a ton of damage with nothing. The damage is on the floor, onto no units. Logical blinks in, BK being refreshing again, looking for Ultragunner again. But Fury is stunned. Fury, 50 seconds cap is fine. Now it's another BKB. Arena, they're on 2 Ultragunners, and Ultragunner has no buyback. At long last, Dire have broken the game wide open. Skyward is in, but he is entirely isolated. His teammates cannot get there. Stuck in the arena. Skyward is dead again with no buyback. Bloom is hooking in. Stun is there on 2. Coddle dead. Carbonell fine. But the base is not. The GG is called. And Fury's team will move on to Lads Little Grand Finals. Holy shit. Amazing. Wow. 57 minutes and 17 seconds. And for the lion's share of that game, it was an absolutely tense sweatfest. Both teams did not want to make the play that would lose the game, but eventually, Fury, Logical, and friends broke the game open. They eventually found the window they needed. And they did it. It took a very, and I do mean very, long time. But a victory is a victory. They will advance to the grand finals. Who will they be playing? Let's go find out, shall we? Let's find out who won the matchup between Sonagon and Hobbes. That one is over, right? That one is over. Sonagod won that game. So it will be Sonagod taking on Fury in the grand finals. That will be tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will not be there. I'll be busy working BTS Pro Series 11. So hopefully someone else casts it, because I will not be. But for now, I mean, wow, that is an intense... It's a truly... This is a wild game right there. I've got nothing else to say, though, at this point. My voice is tired. I am done for the night. I will call it a stream. Thank you to those who tuned in for the victory for Hobbes' team over BullJaXX's team, and later the victory for Fury's team over Ultragunner's team. I'll be back Saturday nights at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It is the Collegiate Star League Finals. Purdue taking on someone else. I'll be joined by the great Logical Dota. Speaking of Logical Dota and myself, if you want to hire me and Logical to cast your pro tournaments, we are open to being hired. Contact me on Twitter, twitter.com/BadgerDota2, or on Discord, BadgerNerd5713. For now, though, thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.